Hello my dear health seekers, Inga from Health Origins here, and today I've got an unexpected and exciting recipe for you, a savory crumble. So the crumble today, you could do different variations of this, but today the crumble will be mushroom and leek. So let's begin. Because I love the sweet crumble so much and it's so easy to make, I decided to do a savory version of this. So to start with, we're gonna need to preheat our saute pan. So this pan is so great because it's non-stick and it's so wide and deep, so you could fry a lot of ingredients in there. I'll link down below if you wanted to get your own Berghoff non-stick pan. But yeah, so we preheat the pan and we're gonna start with leeks. So this is one leek sliced into circles, but you could also use onions, so use maybe 2 onions because that's quite a volume of leek here. Then we've got about 2 sticks of celery. We've got 2 grated carrots here, and we've got 250 mushrooms, so 1 punnet of this one is just I think just portobello, or just like or chestnut mushrooms. You could use any kind of mushrooms, should work well. So 250 grams, and I've just sliced them. Then I've got some miso paste, red miso paste, some soy sauce. If you're allergic to soy, you can replace this with maybe about a tablespoon of yeast extract, which is Marmite. And then I've got about a cup of stock here to just, when we're dry frying the ingredients, to just deglaze the pan once it starts sticking. So the pan is heated up a little bit. I'm gonna add my leek here, and you definitely don't want to burn the leek because it can burn quite easily, so make sure you keep an eye on it, keep on stirring, and then once it starts sticking, then you can add a tablespoon or 2 of the stock. So I'm gonna actually start with the leek and with celery as well. So we'll fry these for 2-3 minutes first, and then I'm gonna be adding my mushrooms and then the carrot. It's been about 3 minutes, and the leeks, as you can see, starting to soften, some bits starting to brown. And we don't want it to burn. Like I said, you kind of just want them to become cooked and translucent. So I'm gonna add mushrooms now. The beauty of adding mushrooms on top of this is that they tend to release their water. So let me just add them on, and then we'll, have natural moisture there. So I'm just gonna put these on top for now. And maybe mix it in a minute or 2. So as you can see, the mushrooms have released some of their juices now, and we didn't need to add any stock so far, and it's pretty moist. So yeah, we'll keep on frying for another couple of minutes, and then we're gonna add our carrot. So yeah, it's been a few minutes now, and I'm going to be adding my carrots. So these are 2 medium grated carrots. And we want to fry with these for another maybe 5 to 7 minutes. So vegetables have been frying for another maybe 3-4 minutes now. And the liquid is starting to evaporate a little bit. We want it to evaporate a bit more, so that it starts frying, the vegetables start frying a little bit, rather than sauteing in the juices. So yeah, we'll probably need another 3 to 5 minutes. So you can see now it's starting to stick a little bit to the bottom. So if I rotate it a little bit, there's moisture in the vegetables still, and it kind of deglazes the pan. So I've got an optional ingredient. I've got 2 cloves of garlic crushed. So if you don't like garlic, or you just want to enjoy the leek flavor, then just omit it. But I'm just adding for extra bit of taste, and we just love garlic. So I'm just adding this to the middle for about a minute. And that will be it for the vegetables. We'll then add our stock, a couple of other bits, and then we'll make a bit of a sauce for it as well. So it's been nearly a minute. The garlic is starting to really smell nicely, so I'm gonna just add my cup of vegetable stock here. So I'm using a Marigold vegan stock. You can use stock cubes or whatever vegetable stock you use. So just adding that in there. And then also I'm gonna add, we're not gonna add any salt to this. Obviously we've got the stock here, but also I'm gonna add a tablespoon of miso paste. So this is red, or you could use white miso paste as well. White, red, or brown miso paste, any will work. If you're using white miso paste, then you can add it actually to the sauce that I'll show you in a minute. But if you've got brown or red like me, then add it to the veggies here. So I'm gonna just add another tablespoon of soy sauce as well for that umami flavor. So yeah, so careful, not to over salt this. Actually, I'm thinking that it probably might be a little bit too salty, because we've got miso paste, which is salty. We've got this soy sauce, and we also had bouillon. So yeah, so that probably is quite salty. So what I'm thinking of adding, just to bulk this up as well, I'm gonna just chop up a courgette, because this is a great addition to just bulk up this crumble too, so that we've got a decent amount, and also that this mixture is not too salty. So I'll just thinly slice a courgette. So I've got my courgette, so I've halved it and then sliced it into these thin half moon slices. I'm gonna add it in. I actually did intend to add courgette to this, but in preparation for all the ingredients, I just completely forgot it. So that's great. Just mix it in and give it a few more minutes, maybe 3 to 5 more minutes. And in fact, I'm gonna add a lid to this, because now it just needs to kind of steam. It doesn't need to fry anymore, because there's obviously more liquid in here now. And I'm also gonna add a teaspoon of smoked paprika to give that a bit of a smoky taste as well. So that's all I've got left, about a teaspoon here. So just gonna mix it through. I'm gonna put my lid on and let it saute it closed for about 5 minutes. And while it does that, we're gonna be preparing a white sauce to go in it. So to make the white sauce, I'm just gonna use the same container I had my stock in. It doesn't matter to be clean or whatever. So I've got 1 cup of soy milk here. So this is my homemade soy milk. I'll link down below how I make my own soy milk. And here I'm putting 1 white potato that I have steamed and sliced. So this is 1 white potato. And then the last bit, I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper in here, just for that extra bit of spice, taste, not too much. And then I'm gonna whiz it with my stick blender. So it only took me about 30-40 seconds. As you can see, we've got some creamy potato sauce, and I didn't add any salt or anything in it because this has already got plenty of salt in there. So I'm just gonna add this to my vegetables. So adding this creamy white sauce and then mixing it through. And for this plant milk, it doesn't have to be soy milk. You can use any other plant milk of your choice. So yeah, so this is nice and creamy. It'll thicken a bit more as well as it bakes. So now we're ready to transfer this whole mixture into our oven dish. So I've got a rectangular casserole dish here. I'm gonna just transfer it over. Well, let's heat it up a little bit just to make sure it's kind of hot before we transfer it, maybe a couple more minutes. Right, so that seems it's heated through now. So I'm gonna just add it to my, switch that off. I'm gonna add it to my casserole dish. It's looking nice and creamy, and it's kind of ideal height as well for this dish. It's nearly to the top now. So now all we need to make is the crumble topping. And while we do that, I'm going to be preheating my oven on 180 degrees Celsius fan oven. If yours is conventional oven, then it's 200 Celsius. Now the last piece of the puzzle is the crumble topping. So a bit similar to what I do with my sweet crumble. I've got 1 cup of oats here. Then I've got half a cup of almonds, ground almonds. So I'm adding my ground almonds to my oats. Then I also need maybe a little pinch of salt. Not gonna overdo it because, you know, we already got plenty in there. And then I'm gonna mix that through, and then instead of maple syrup that I normally put in here for the sweet crumble, I'm gonna add a bit of almond butter, or you could use peanut butter or any nut butter would work, with a little bit of stock mixed in, or just water, just to kind of make it a little bit thinner, so that we could kind of drizzle on here and mix it up. So I've got about 2 tablespoons of stock here, and I'm going to be adding about 2 tablespoons of almond butter as well. So 2 tablespoons of almond butter, and then I'm going to mix that through now. And it also helps if your stock or water is a little bit warm. That's a little bit easier to do as well. So as you can see, we've got like a looser nut puree or paste here, and I'm gonna just be adding this to our crumble. So what you want it to look like is small, nearly uniform clusters or clumps. As you can see, this is pretty much good now. So then we're gonna just sprinkle this on top of our crumble, or our vegetable mix, shall we say, the crumble topping. So yeah, just distribute it evenly along the top. so we get crunch all over this. And now this is ready to be put into the oven for 30 minutes. The crumble is ready, so it's looking actually really good, and the top is crunchy as for my sweet one. And I've got quite dubious husband here to give it a go. He's never tried it, I've never tried it, it's an experiment, but I can't see why it wouldn't work, right? So
worth a go.
Yeah, so let's give this a go. So let me just dish some out. Here we go, so it's nice and creamy underneath. Yeah, dig in.
Here goes nothing.
Hope it's something. It's just out the oven, so obviously be careful if you're trying it. You don't seem to be too convinced.
I think I'm not used to having that texture with a savoury flavour. So it kind of, it's almost as if my mouth is expecting sweetness when I have the kind of crunchy oats in my mouth, but then there's kind of like a savoury kind of stew-like flavour.
Undertone. Actually, I was afraid that I've over-salted this, but
no, it's fine.
Actually, I could probably even put a little bit more salt just on my plate. So yeah, so I think this potato, because there's potato in there, can you taste it? So the potato adds this kind of like creaminess there.
I mean, it's really nice, you know, really nice.
Yeah.
Again, it just might just take a few goes before you get used to that kind of texture.
I think definitely needs a bit more salt. I'm really surprised because I've put quite a bit of stock in there, and I've miso paste and soy sauce, but it's
I would actually disagree. For me, that wouldn't need anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So obviously personal preference depends on what
so go with how you normally like it, you know, less salty or more salty. But yeah, so this experiment, I think it's a success. So we'll be dishing some out, having it maybe with some kind of side salad or tomatoes or something like that. Yeah, so give me a thumbs up if you like the video. If you're new here, welcome, and subscribe for more videos and experiments like this on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And remember guys, food is fuel.
So be mindful of what you put in the body.
Exactly. Until next time.
Bye guys.